Welcome to Bible at the Bar. Here we are at Talia's Steakhouse on the Upper West Side of Manhattan with Professor Nathaniel Berman. Deuteronomy chapter 29. Boy, if you worship the gods of other nations, bad things are going to happen to you. And the Torah, the Bible, seems to be so graphic about what those bad things are going to be. What do you make of that?
Oh my. So this passage is about people who worship the gods of other nations, and the stress is very much on the other nations. And God, the God of the Bible, gets jealous and sends all kinds of punishments and curses, some of the worst things. So it culminates, after many, many curses, it culminates in saying, God will send fire and brimstone and salt. You will not be able to plant the ground. You will not be able to do anything. You're going to be utterly wiped out like Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, how are we supposed to relate to this today? We live in a multicultural society. We live in a society where people are curious about other religions and other cultures. People borrow, they synthesize from other cultures. This kind of passage is going diametrically against the values that many of us, certainly in the liberal wings of our society, hold dear. So how should I, as a person who is a liberal multiculturalist, how am I supposed to relate to this? And this is the sense I can make of it is something like this. I love borrowing from other cultures. I love studying other religions. It's one of the main things I like to do. But I think that this kind of passage says this is a serious thing. If you want to go study Hinduism or Christianity or Buddhism, that's great, in my view, although maybe not for this passage, but it's a serious business. These are serious traditions. They really have a distinction, and you should approach them with awe. Don't approach them lightly. If you approach them lightly, then you're disrespecting them. And then maybe really all these curses will come upon you. If you approach them with awe, with fear and trembling, with respect, maybe that's the way to do it. I know that's not the plain meaning of this passage, but that's the lesson that I draw from it.
And that kind of brings it up to date, something that seems very foreign and mysterious and kind of scary to us.
Yes. And also, I think warns you against glibly borrowing things. I think that the modern language for this the thing that is being warned against in this passage is cultural appropriation. And the sort of the sin of cultural appropriation in modern, in contemporary society, is when you sort of borrow a little this and a little that, and you're not respecting the culture that you're drawing it from. When you draw from another culture, you should draw from it with respect, with awe, and with a sense of the gravity of what you're doing, not just throw a blanket from some other culture on your shoulders and think that you're somehow part of that culture.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.